Imagine a place where the sun never sets for 6 months and never rises for the other 6. Imagine a land covered with snow and ice yet abounding with mysteries. Welcome to the North Pole, a place that is both intriguing and remote. How much do we really know about this mystifying region? Today, let's dig deeper into the amazements of the North Pole, its unique geology, and the hardships it's being faced. The North Pole is the northernmost point on the Earth. This is situated 90 degrees north latitude. Unlike Antarctica, it itself is ice-covered landmass rather than just the floating top of it, and hence considered to be primarily a monolithic floating sheet of Arctic Ocean ice. Hence, in terms of definition, it comprises sea ice floating over water. Under it lies an ocean of more than 4,000 meters deep that is divided among 8 nations commonly known as Arctic states, including Canada, Russia, Norway, Denmark through Greenland, USA, Finland, Iceland, and Sweden. The region is quite fabulous for the adaptation to wildlife, with some of the worst climatic conditions on Earth's face. The polar bear requires the sea ice to hunt for its prey, the seal. Some such species exist in the Arctic Ocean, such as narwhal, beluga whale, and cold water fish. Even though it plunges into a 0-degree temperature, the life forms stay alive in an extremely balancing situation. Temperatures at the North Pole range from -40 degrees Celsius in winter to surprisingly warm 0 degrees Celsius in summer, mainly because the sun shines for 24 hours of the day during summer. There is no permanent human settlement at the North Pole itself, but indigenous groups of Inuit and Sami peoples have lived here for many years in surrounding Arctic areas. These are still dependent on the old ways of hunting and fishing and on their own richly accumulated knowledge of the surroundings. Again, climate change and industrialization threaten to eradicate that way of life. Melting ice caps create the loss of hunting grounds. Drilling and shipping oil disrupt traditional habitats. It is more than a frozen desert. The North Pole is a geopolitical hot zone. With the melting of ice all over, it opens access to oil, gas, and minerals that could not be accessed before. Russia, Canada, and USA have extended their influence over the Arctic region for past decades, and subsequent controversies over who owns what territory. For example, in 2007, Russia placed a titanium flag on the seabed at the bottom of the North Pole, claiming some of the Arctic, and this act triggered global conversations over Arctic sovereignty. The North Pole is at the epicenter of climate change. Arctic ice is melting because of global warming at an alarming rate. Scientists believe that, come 2050, summers could see the Arctic Ocean as being ice-free. All these have severe consequences to the patterns of global weather, increased sea levels, and loss of biodiversity. The Arctic is warming at a rate of approximately 4 times the global pace, and this is what experts term as Arctic amplification. Among the most spectacular North Pole phenomena is the aurora borealis, more frequently known as northern lights. These vivid shows are caused by collisions between charged particles from the sun and Earth's atmosphere, therefore a natural light display. The auroras are not an earthly event. Very strong magnetic fields of Jupiter and Saturn, to mention but a few, result in similar events. The North Pole is the usual location one thinks of when visualizing Santa Claus and Christmas. That is a cultural myth, but it does indicate how deeply in our mind the region is imprinted. Challenges and opportunities stand at the North Pole for the human race. New shipping routes like the Northern Sea Route will save a lot of travel time, and therefore change the global trade. The region is simultaneously rapidly becoming a hub for scientific research into climate change, and we must tread with caution. Balancing economic interests with environmental protection will ensure that the future of the Arctic is safe. The North Pole is much more than just the top of our world. It is a mirror, reflecting the health of our planet. Its protection is not only saving a remote, icy wilderness but securing the future of our global climate, ecosystems, and communities.